Question 7. The students in Class A and Class B take the same exam. There are 28 students in Class A and there are 32 students in Class B. We're told that the mean for all students, is 72.6, and we are given the mean for just Class A as being 75. Work out the mean score of Class B. So whenever you've got a situation like this where you've got different kinds of means, where you've got the mean for some, the average for some, you've got the mean for another group, the average for another group, and then you've got this total, you've got to break this up into 3 pieces. Now how I like to set this up is in a table. So if we list the information that we have for Class A, Class B, and then everyone in total. First of all, we have the number of students. So the number of students is a piece of information that we either are given or can, and maybe in some cases need to find out for the others. We have the mean itself. The mean itself. And I feel like I'm forgetting something here. Oh yeah, the total. So this is the total marks. So whenever you're trying to find the mean, or you're working backwards for a mean, you need the total. And that's going to be the key to part of what we're going to be doing here. So the number of students in the classes, we can fill in the information. We know we have 28 students in Class A. We know that their mean is 75. We have 32 students in Class B. We know that the mean of all students, per boy picked, was 72.6. And the end game is to try and find the mean of Class B. Basically, in this table, we need to find the pieces of information that we are missing. And in order to get that red question mark, the mean of Class B, we're going to have to figure out some other information first. So when you look at this, one thing to note is that when you've got the amount of students in each of your groups, if we add them together, you can get a grand total number of students. So in this case, if we add together 20 and 32, we're going to get 60 students in total. We cannot just add together means because of the nature of what the mean represents. It's a compound measure, and it's not as simple as just adding it together. Also, it wouldn't make any sense because this would have to be minus 2.4 in order to add to 75 to make 72.6. So hopefully even that there should make it very obvious that it does not work that way. However, the total number of marks does work that way. And we can add whatever this is with whatever that is in order to get a grand total here. Okay, should mention 60 students there. So, in order to get our mean for Class B, we need to know how much marks that class got in total first. And in order to get that, we're going to have to figure out what the total amount of marks Class A got and what the total amount of marks everybody got. Or in other words, do the mean backwards. So normally, you add a bunch of numbers together and divide by how many students there are to get the mean. So just to kind of clarify this here, this, if we had knew what it was and we divide by 28, that would equal 75. Well, here we've got to go backwards because we don't know what that is. So we've got to take that 75 and multiply it by 28 in order to get the grand total amount of marks in Class A, which gives us 2,100. We do exactly the same with the overall here, with the total. There's 60 students. We know that each of them on average got 72.6. So if I do 72.6 times 60, I end up with 4,356 marks in total. I can then do 4,356 subtract 2,100 in order to get this value here, which is 2,256. And now if I know what all of Class B got as a total, I know how many of them there are. Lastly, I can do 2,256 divided by 32, and I will get the mean for that class, which is 70.5. So 70.5 is the mean amount of marks for Class B. So the key thing with multiple means like this is to have clearly defined groups and then a total. and basically use the information that you've been given to try and find the missing pieces. So notice we figured out what the grand total of Class A and everyone overall was first. Then we figured out what the total marks were for Class B. Only after that could we then figure out what the average, what the mean was for Class B. And next part, we have here the lowest score in Class A is 39. The range of scores for Class A is 57. The lowest score in Class B is 33, and the range for class scores in B is 60. So the range, first of all, is the largest value, or the biggest, take away the smallest in any data set. So we are being told for each of these, for Class A, we are being told the range is 57, and we're being told what the smallest one is. So if I just do L minus 39, whatever L is, take away 39 is going to equal 57 for A, and for B, if I do something similar, 60 is the range given to us, which means whatever the largest is, let me just put a little note in there, whatever the largest value is in set B, take away 33 is going to make that happen. The question itself then is asking us to find the range of scores for all students in both classes. So if we take, okay, so either way, if we take away, so if we solve both of these equations in order to figure out what our largest value is in each of them, we're going to add 39 to both sides for this equation, and we're going to add 33 to both sides for this equation, meaning the largest value in group B is 93, and the largest value in group A is 96. Now, the question itself is asking us calculate or find the range for all students. So if you think of this as an overall range, we're going to be looking for the absolute biggest. I'm just going to call that L, because this is obviously the biggest in group A, this is the biggest in group B, and then we're looking to take away the smallest overall as well. So if we look for what is the biggest value overall, 96 is what we want here, and if we look at, and that was in Class A, and if we're looking for the smallest overall, 33 is what we want there. So 96 take away 33, which is going to give us an answer of 63. So that's the overall range for both classes. Done.